Very warm good afternoon to all of you. Welcome you all for Connect 2008. We have a very prominent personality with us, Dr. Sunit Tyagi, who is the director of Intel India. And we are going to ask the questions which are posed from the users across the world to him. So Dr. Tyagi, like being a part of Intel India, we have queries like we all are aware of Moore's law, okay, which says that the number of transistors are nearly doubling every year. So is it applicable in the present scenario, or we are hoping the same in the coming future?
Yes, the Moore's law continues to be what the industry and Intel specifically continue to march on. We are roughly doubling the number of transistors every 18 months or so.
Yeah.
And we see for the foreseeable future,
Yeah.
about next decade or so, that it will continue to be the paradigm by which this semiconductor industry will march.
Yeah. So we are hoping like we are going to have a micro to nano size of chips. So how can you see this transformation, like right now being a part of the development of the first microprocessor in India? So how do you see this transform from micro level to the nano level being a part of Intel India?
Intel India, as you just rightly mentioned, we did our 45 nanometer, which is the smallest transistor size, roughly of 45 nanometer. We did that last year. We are already working on the next generation, 32 nanometer design. And Intel continues to progress from one generation of technology to another every 2 years. So Intel India will continue to do that.
To do the same.
So Intel India being part of the overall, we will continue on the same technology roadmap.
Yeah. So being the part of the technology company, Intel, who is involved into the processors and manufacturing of it, so how do you find this technology helpful for the common man, okay, who is unaware of computers and gadgets? So how do you find this technology is going to help them? And what are the measures taken forward to reach the technology from the industry to the common man?
So one aspect of Moore's law which is often missed is the cost of making a transistor keeps on going down with every generation. What you can buy today for 1 rupee would have cost you crores of rupees just about few decades ago. So continuing on the Moore's law, what happens is the technology becomes more affordable, cheaper, and easier to carry around. So today on a laptop you have computation capability which needed a supercomputer just a decade ago. In the next coming few years, the availability of this technology for the common man will lead to huge changes in terms of how the information is made available to them, how much it costs in order to get that information. So the cost of the cell phone keeps on coming down because you can build all of the number of the cameras and other things into the same price point. You get more and more functionality at the most time. So this will continue to happen, and the common man will see more and more technology. We already can see a cell phone in almost every family. We hope to get much more other equally beneficial devices be available to, whether it is for health, whether it is for education, whether it is for general connection.
So do we expect any other devices apart from the development of microprocessors coming out of Intel?
Intel is well known for its microprocessor offerings, but we have other similar devices which or chips which we have made, which have made big significant impact on the on the world's technology scene. Whether it is connection of the laptop through wireless capabilities, whether it is the ability to connect your USB devices. Intel was one of the leaders for making the the USB possible. All of these have come through variety of means, but Intel working with its partners in the ecosystem to make it all possible. So similar to work is ongoing.
Yeah, exactly. India being having a pool of very good engineers from electronics and semiconductors, and we see very few development centers of Intel, probably one or two in the India. So, is there any expansion plans of Intel in the India to open or increase the number of development centers and to recruit students from India?
Intel India has been growing and continues to grow in making an impact on what we deliver to Intel and to world market as a whole. The quality of work and the people who are there would continue to work on more and more important and high quality projects for Intel. So it will continue to be a growth.
So we are hoping Intel to increase the number of development centers in India.
That's a different discussion because our technology requirements and our company requirement are for a good cohesive centers of working. It is not the number of people but the quality of work done in cohesive manner at some places. Bangalore continues to be our site of interest for now.
And apart from being a part of the top level in the Intel India, I have a question like, do you blog?
Do I blog? My son doesn't like me to blog because then he thinks that I'll get to see him on the Facebook. No, so I do blog sometimes.
You do blog sometimes because it is coming out to be like the third popular way for communication after SMS and emails. And everybody who wants to communicate with the outer world is using nowadays a blog.
That's right.
Right. So what measures you do for the communication with the outer world? I'm talking about the virtual world.
Virtual outer world.
Yeah.
I've been a part-time writer of sorts, blogging sometimes.
Exactly.
But not extremely active on any particular site or place, but most of the time my communication to external world is through physical contact.
Through physical contacts.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it will be limited if you are meeting the people physically.
Physically it tends to be limited, but the blogging indeed is a very good way to reach to much wider audience. And yes, I would ask the question around as to what are the good places to be blogging.
There are so many sites available where you can connect with the people. In fact, you can create your own blog as well.
That's
people can come and communicate with you. And a concluding question, like how do you, what is your opinion on digital manufacturing?
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. Like you being a part of Intel India is involved into the manufacturing of chips. So I'm talking about manufacturing the chip virtually, performing on computer first and then going into the real world and doing the manufacturing.
So if I understood it correctly, you are asking as to can we learn quite a bit by simulation?
Simulation, yes, exactly, exactly.
And the answer is Intel does a lot of simulation work. It is much more expensive to run physical experiments. So we lean heavily on our own computer-aided design and simulation technology, proprietary technology, which helps us overcome some of these potential issues which can hurt our manufacturing ability.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Tyagi, for attending this podcast
and you so much,
answering our questions. Thank you very much.
So much.